The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Players Lounge, let's ride.
None of those people.
It is a different casting crew today.
Lying.
Everson Walls,
Yes, sir.
Jesse Holley, they are
it.
in for Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Barry Church. We've been switching things up here on the DallasCowboys.com podcast. So we've seen different characters all the way around, but I've stayed right here in my hosting duties. But I've got two gentlemen here for the offensive and defensive side of the football who will not hold back on their takes on the Dallas Cowboys, who are on a bye week. So the Cowboys off this weekend. Then it's off to Green Bay November 12th, Saturday night, to face the Packers on Sunday. That game was going to be an afternoon game as Mike McCarthy makes his return to Lambeau Field, where he helped the Packers win their last Super Bowl. Let's start off with yesterday's news. No trade, okay? We talked about it a little bit. The name we couldn't talk about because of tampering was Brandon Cooks.
Yes.
Okay, that was the guy. And come to find out, after we left, we finished the show, the Cowboys did.
They did.
Try and talk to Houston about it. But apparently, according to many reports, the holdup was the guaranteed $18 million salary for Cooks next season in 2023. I don't know what the compensation they were asking back from the Cowboys, but a move was made. Brandon Cooks is someone that I thought, okay, I could see this happening. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was making $18 million.
Well, I mean, when you got 1,000 yards for 6 straight seasons, then you'll have that kind
for
of
3 different teams.
Wow. See,
Yes.
I didn't know that. Look at all the quarterbacks that he had to go through, the systems.
So, I mean, good player, but obviously the number was a hang-up for them. And I know Cowboy fans were hot on social media that they didn't get it done. What did you think, Jesse?
One thing that I realized yesterday, and I didn't know this, was Monday, which is odd that the NFL does this. Monday is the deadline for you to restructure deals. So to restructure deals as far as money-wise is Monday. So part of what the holdup probably was, if Houston kind of wanted this deal to be done, because you see a lot of teams when they trade guys, they'll eat some of the money. And so, but after Monday, Houston couldn't go back and restructure deals. So that left the Cowboys now on the hook for the entire $18 million. See what I'm saying? So they could have restructured his deal and made it in certain ways that they could have, done certain things. But Monday was the deadline for that, which is odd to have that deadline there and then this deadline on Wednesdays. If you're going to make
that puts you over a barrel.
Yeah, because now the Cowboys are like, take it or leave it, because we can't even eat some of the money if we wanted to because of that deadline that happened on Monday.
You can't make a move. You can't have a deadline done and you haven't made a move yet.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I get why the fans are up in arms. Of course, they'll look over and they'll go, well, this is what Philly is doing. Philly is trying to load up and set themselves up for a championship. And my only kind of devil advocate rebuttal is this team has fared pretty well this season with the guys that they had. Now, we all to a man yesterday said an impact receiver would be great. But you don't want to be on the hook for that kind of money, especially when you got to pay some guys on your own next year. You got to still pay CD. You still got to go pay Diggs. And then follow behind that, you got to go pay Micah in another year.
And I think Tony Pollard is unrestricted.
And then Tony Pollard is another one. So you got a couple
Terrence
guys.
Steele is unrestricted.
You got a couple guys on your roster that you got to look forward and go.
You have many guys.
Yes.
Okay, you have many guys on your roster.
And then in addition to, if you're going to pick up a free agent next year, in the offseason. So, yes, I wanted a receiver. I'm not as angry as the fans are. I think giving Jonathan Hankins a little bit more time to get acclimated into this system and for Dan Quinn to find out what his strengths are and how they can work around that, I think that gives you a good signing in him. And then, your hope is that Dak can rise above whatever he's lacking in that receiver room and be able to be plus in that matter and see what happens. And at the end of the day, there's still a little bit of tinkering that There's Odell Beckham floating around here. That I'm just saying that's a name that's still floating around here. So
we good.
Jerry's all about.
We say we good, then we must be good.
But we all know, and this is the thing about Jerry. Sometimes when he can't get his way in one path, right, he'll sometimes sit back and go, well, there's another way, and I can make another splash by signing this guy towards the end of the year and getting to the playoffs, and that's going to do what? You sign all, even if it doesn't work out, the name alone will have fans rejoicing and saying, that's the missing piece. Right. He was that for the Rams last year. He'll be this for us this year, and we'll ride our way to Arizona.
He was going to be MVP in the game until he got hurt. Oh, yeah. No, I could see it being sold. But, Jesse, you understand a wide receiver room, and you bring in a dominant personality like that. And, Drew, you've been around receivers. You know what it's like to see number one guys. That's a lot to bring in the room.
And receiver, this wouldn't happen with DBs.
No, I'm just saying you've been around receivers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Receivers are divas. Let's just be real. You're two sport athletes. I wouldn't call you a receiver. You understand different sides of the game, different sides of sports, period, because you play two sports. The thing about a receiver is when Cooper came into the locker room, what was that, 15? 17.
No.
Was 17 when he came? We were 3-5. He comes in and he rights the wrong. He rights the ship. Everything that was going wrong didn't go wrong anymore. And that was so he came with a quiet respect in that receiver room. He was a special guy in regards to how he handles himself as a veteran amongst other people. And that's the kind of thing that if you're going to come in, you got to be ready for that kind of player. But if you're just Jerry trying to make a splash, you know what I mean? Then we don't need that. We need someone of substance. I'm hoping that with Hankins, that's a person of substance. We know exactly what we need. This guy's not going to be. He's not that huge sign, but he's that guy that we know can fill a hole. There was a hole right there in the middle, and it hadn't been filled yet because of what Chicago did. But that's our expectation. There's going to be a hole there that's filled by Hankins. It wasn't a sexy sign. I don't care about that. I'm talking about someone that's going to come in and just make a difference on this team. Still remains to be seen, but that move to me was more substantive than just trying to go sign someone, another wide receiver. When, let's face it, guys, if we ain't blocking up front, I don't give a damn who we bring in.
True.
Okay? So long as these guys on that front are working, I talked about this yesterday. Everything looked good Sunday because Brothers was wide open. Everything looked good Sunday because Dak was back there. The parting of the Red Sea almost every time he dropped back to pass. You understand? Okay. So that's where the strength of the game is. They can come with all that other stuff they want. You can splash all you want. Man, we got to have some guys that's going to give us some time for the quarterback and who's going to stop up that running game. You do that, we got a championship. And that's just on the real. That's not, being a Cowboy fan or a homie, all that. That's just sports.
All right, I pulled up the 2023, who are going to be free agents after next year and get to hold this list. So Dalton Schultz, Anthony Brown, Dante Fowler Jr., Terrell Basham, Leighton Vander Esch, Anthony Barr, Jason Peters, C.J. Goodwin, Jonathan Hankins, your long snapper Jake McQuaid, Noah Brown, James Washington, Carlos Watkins, Luke Gifford, Cooper Rush, Brett Maher, Will Greer, Connor McGovern, Tony Pollard, Terrence Steele, Rico Dowdle, and Donovan Wilson. You can't go give $18 million to Brandon Cooks next year.
You just go a third of those names.
I mean, you can't. That's a lot of.
You're talking about every name that you named in that list is, if not an impact starter, an impact role player.
Impactful person. Yeah, impactful
like
player.
Even C.J. Goodwin, he's your best core special teamers. Jake McQuaid, you don't know how important having a snapper is until you don't have one.
Yeah.
And that operation is off.
The Cincinnati Bengals when Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah.
Like you don't realize that person, like it's that, like I play with LP Ladisor, and the operation from a snapper is so important. Him getting down the field and getting open space, helping guys out on the punt. That you got a bunch of guys that Donovan Wilson, wow,
Donovan Wilson, bro.
Yeah.
You think about, so now, by the way, Terrence Steele
been
is a
balling.
restricted free agent. So I just want to put that. He's a restricted
And
free
Tony
agent.
is restricted.
Tony's unrestricted.
He's unrestricted.
Yes, Tony's an unrestricted free agent. Connor McGovern is an unrestricted free agent. Cooper Rush is unrestricted. Luke Gifford is unrestricted. Carlos Watkins is he's unrestricted. So
Cooper Rush might
CJ
not be here
Washington.
next year.
I was ready for that when he was balling this year.
Cooper Rush earned himself another 5 to 8 years in the National Football League.
Sure.
With that 6-week period, if you date back to last year, he earned himself another 5 to 8 years.
If he plays this right, he can earn himself a clipboard.
So
yes,
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? That's
absolutely.
That's going straight into coaching.
So
right?
just piggyback on what you guys talked about. Cooper Rush could not be here. That's something I've thought about. I mean, let's say Dan Quinn gets himself a head coaching job somewhere. I could easily see him taking Cooper Rush and whatever team he's with. Maybe they draft a quarterback, but he's got a guy that he has some confidence in.
Oh, you didn't even add that name to the list too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add Dan Quinn name to the list as well.
Dan Quinn and whoever else he's going to take from the staff along with. But Will Greer being unrestricted is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because he knows the offense.
That's right.
And so you can't have two of these guys.
He could be our number 2.
Right. You can't have two of these guys get out the door. I don't think they want Ben DiNucci being the number 2.
No, they do not. They do not.
I
no,
know.
we cannot go. I don't care how good the defense
3,
is.
yeah. 2, I don't know if they're ready for that. So that's just – that's why I want fans to really have this understanding. Cowboy fans, yes, Brandon Cooks, that all sounded good and other people made trades, but when you start talking about, hey, we have guys we have to pay, and
His is $18 million
That's a
guaranteed.
lot.
Yes.
That's a
Guaranteed.
lot. I don't want to turn out to be Mark Cuban's Mavericks after we won the championship, where you just ship everybody off. I don't want to be the Rams. You know, to where we were all in just for this 1 year. I don't want to be the Lakers. You know, to where we just come in, okay, we're gonna do this, and boom, and then you will salvage from then. You know, the next years.
the problem for Cuban Mavericks was, remember, they locked out after the year. They thought they understood the salary cap in a way that other people didn't. They thought they had that. Oh, we got this whole thing on. Like, you just watch. We're gonna be teams that can't afford people. It's gonna be fire sales. It wasn't. They were wrong. They totally missed. Whoever they had in there doing capology.
The analytics wasn't right. The numbers wasn't right.
Analytics before analytics.
Right. Yeah. Somehow their analytics said we can let Tyson Chandler go. We'll go with Brendan Haywood.
Right.
We're gonna be okay at center. Tyson becomes, defensive player of the year.
next
and then
year.
Jason Kidd's like,
That's
this what you coming back with? Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to New York. So I mean, it was not. It was bad. So I think that whole thing about not understanding what are the new rules that you're playing with was a big part in them misdiagnosing what they needed to do. I just see with what's going on here. Not only did you not want to pay Brandon Cooks $18 million, considering what you have left here. What kind of pick were you giving up? If you were having to give up a second or a third round pick, these are potential starters and guys that you can get at a low cost because, oh, by the way, CeeDee Lamb's going to be coming up. Diggs is coming up. These guys are not about to take low contracts. I mean,
Team-friendly deals are dead.
I was talking to Lee Steinberg when he said, there was nothing better when we had a free agent with Jerry. Jerry paid great money and we loved it because Jerry paid well. I mean, nobody who's a good free agent around here is taking anything less than they're setting the market. I remember Steven said that. He was at the press conference in California. It's like, when Dak and Amari, we're not here to set the market, Zeke. We're not going to set the market because that's not what we're going to do. Yeah, okay, so Zeke signed, set the market. Amari tied the market, and then Dak set the market. So it's everything you said.
They haven't won on contracts in a while. They haven't won in contract negotiations here in a while.
No, Travis Frederick setting the market.
Look, they winning all they want. They win with that TV contract, okay? So I'm not feeling sorry for them at all. They won't pay what they can't afford.
So these guys, CeeDee Lamb is coming here to get a bag.
Yeah.
Diggs is coming for a bag. They're not
big bags.
Right. You work for Bob Kraft. Ain't gonna be one of them kind of deals.
No.
It's like one of the Patriot deals,
But see, the Patriots are able to say, hey, if you want to win a championship.
Right. Tommy's not making top dollar. You think you can make top dollar here. So not going to happen.
That's like the old school Gil Brandt. That's what that was all about. They remind me, Belichick and Kraft, they're up there reminding me of Gil Brandt. I have flashbacks
you work for both
all
of them.
the time.
You
Yes,
work for both of them.
flashbacks all the time. I had to pull back on my Grambling degree to just to get 1 penny out of Gil Brandt. So that's the worst. That's the worst negotiator, and I say worst for the player from a player standpoint that I think has ever been in sports. And we're talking the Cardinals, with that family over there. We're talking the Steelers. We're talking old school. Gil Brandt, Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, and yes, I put Tom Landry in there. That three-headed monster, man, you better be ready to do some work. You better be ready to hold out. You better be ready to retire like I did. You better be real, because otherwise they're going to check you, baby. They're gonna check your temperature and you see where you at. That's old school stuff right there. That's where Belichick and Kraft are right now.
Make sure you got some in your savings accounts, what you saying?
Yeah.
You better save up, baby. Yeah, because they're going to make you work it.
Let's get our first break in here with Jesse Holley and Everson Walls. I want to dive into Skip Pete. A whole lot of people were talking about, hey, these make Tony Pollard the man, cut down on the kick. He laid it out in such a perfect way that hopefully when we discuss it, it'll end Cowboy fan who's trying to say they should do this, do that, and trust in Skip Pete, who's been doing this a minute in the National Football League. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Limited tickets for the remaining home games of the 2022 Dallas Cowboys season at AT&T Stadium are available now. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com for the official. They are, by the way, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. And the new Emmitt Smith headgear collections here. Choose from 6 different styles. Get your favorite exclusively at your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or online at shop.dallascowboys.com. A Fanatics experience.
Hold on, before we get into this, are we? Do you get? I get accused of this, and I just thought that you did the same thing that I do. Is when you got to read a read, I feel like you went to the Deion Sanders. What was the reporter when he said you were code switching? When you go to read a read, you code switch. I do the same thing. I'm not getting on you. I do the same thing, and people accuse me of code switching. They said when I go to read a read, they go like.
That's funny how they come with these little names.
They said, Jess, who do you become when you got to read a read? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I become the reader.
Right.
And he goes, but your voice, it completely changes. You all of a sudden, I go, I don't know. You
read how it's written.
Okay.
Right, that's how it's written, though.
You change it. You said,
so
we're gonna do it. No.
It is technically a read.
Yes.
So that means that it is somebody has sponsored this thing, and so someone is going to take the tape and show the sponsor this is what we did.
Yeah.
You don't want to butcher that.
You don't.
Because you don't want to get the phone call. You don't want to snicker through it or laugh about it, or so you want to be as professional as you can for the whole operation. So, yes.
No, I get it. I just find it funny.
I think he's trying to say, why do we have to change the way we talk to be professional? Is that what you're saying?
We just code switch. We got
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
we code switch when it comes to read. When I sit in
Why
that
can't
chair,
we be professional and just keep talking like
Hey, man, we got that image. Y'all like
there you
image?
go.
Yo, bro.
Y'all like
yeah.
Emmett? Yo, this
Yo,
Emmett
player.
helmet.
Yo,
Get this
yo.
Emmett.
You saw they just celebrated Emmett, right?
Yeah.
Well, you want to get a hat? New Era's got some
See?
Emmett hats in the collection. Okay,
Yeah.
that whole collection is here.
A whole collection,
Now,
a
six-
gang of them.
You got 6 of them, man.
Yeah.
You got
A gang of
6
hats.
Deuce hats.
You
You,
wanna-
get
you
your
wanna-
favorite one only at the Cowboy Pro Shop. Now, I go to the Cowboy Pro Shop at the airport, but if you got a ticket, you can't roll up in there anymore.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So you can go online. Your kids got your Amazon card.
Have
But
that
if you
joint
got
shipped right to
any
the house.
money left, right, go shop online, DallasCowboys.com. Oh, by the way, it's a Fanatics experience. You know who Fanatics is? They
No.
make the hats. That's who
there
they
you
are.
go.
So boom, there you go.
Boom. There you go.
So it's going to suffer.
I don't think that's exactly what
It's going to suffer a bit grammatically. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No,
Just
I'm not,
a bit.
Look, I'm not going to go all Herschel Walker on it, but I'm just saying.
No, but the TV new comes out of that one. When you read that TV new comes out.
Like I said, man, these folks are paying for
Brother,
a
I
spot,
get it.
and we're just trying to make sure
100%.
Because I'm telling you, there's nothing worse
100%.
than when you get that call, somebody's unhappy.
100%.
And then you cost them money.
All right, I got this right
Because
here.
it rolls downhill, okay?
Oh, yeah.
It rolls downhill. So,
This is going to be a big week, guys. It's going to be a big week.
because
First, why aren't the Giants playing? They're off this week? The Giants have a bye?
Yes.
The
Yes.
Giants have a bye, and we have a bye?
two
That's
NFC
correct.
East teams with a bye, you good?
I didn't know they could do it at the same time.
Now you know.
That's crazy.
Now you know.
That's 17 games?
17 games,
17
man. A
games.
lot of
Makes
stuff's
difference.
changed.
There's
around.
actually 6 teams with a bye this week,
Yeah.
Everson.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
16.
mean the same one from the same division, though. Is all I'm saying. You got 2 from the same division.
It's the
Thought that was
best
kinda
division of
odd.
football. Give
no
2
doubt,
teams off.
No doubt.
Second, third place.
They
teams.
already knew they were going to be the
Well,
best.
Kansas
teams in
City and the Chargers were off last week in their same division, too.
Interesting. There you go. Thank you. What do we call
Producer
you? Producer
Chris.
Supreme.
Producer
Yes,
Chris.
sir.
Yes,
Did he
yeah.
give himself that name? Or?
I didn't know that he went by that. Maybe he did.
That's what Bill
Who called you
Jones
Producer
says.
Supreme? I've never called you that.
Bill Jones
No, Bill
says
says
that.
it, but I don't know who fed it to Bill. That's what I
No,
want to know.
Bill
Chris.
just says that.
Okay, I
That's
was
Bill's
making
deal.
sure. Making sure. I wasn't sure if you had any influence there. That's all.
Players Lounge brought to you by
Absolutely
Tostitos. like that. Players Lounge brought to you by
Yes.
Tostitos.
Coding.
You know, I
Code switching.
do my Brian Gumble. Let's move on.
Yeah, there you go.
Skip Beat talked about the Cowboys running game.
But for real, guys, tough week this week. A lot of stuff is going to change. We got some good games. We've got some games that are going to make the difference. You know this season is going to be, it's going to look totally different in 5 weeks.
November.
gonna be totally different.
November always changes it.
You're going to have some teams, you're like, man, what the hell were they doing? Just like with Cincinnati. What's going on?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. But Green Bay has been trending down, but Cincinnati was kind of trending up.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to play the way they did in such a big game, I mean, that's a rivalry.
I had them missing the playoffs. I had Green Bay and Cincinnati missing the playoffs.
You did?
My thing with Cincinnati was you got to play a last place schedule. So now every year we know there's going to be teams in last place and goes to first place. And so, and Washington was that team last year when they had when you come first place, you got to play that first place schedule. Some teams just melt on it. But the Super Bowl hangover is real for the loser. It is. It's hard to get back there. And they didn't fix that line.
Right.
They did. They thought they did.
They're big. Hey, we're gonna bring in Lyle Collins. Cowboys like, okay,
Go ahead. You can have
Have
it.
at 'em.
No, they
Didn't even try and trade him.
No, they build him up. They build him up. Hey, yes, man.
When
Ooh.
TJ Watt
I don't
game
know if we
one-
want to let him go. I don't know if we want to let that guy go.
yeah. So they didn't fix the offense. I don't think they have a good coach. I think Joe Burrow
I
carries.
never thought he was a good coach.
He's not, 'cause
he
he's
takes
not.
too many chances. And I would say the same things for the LA Chargers coach. You take too many chances, guy. You have you think way too much of yourself in your team.
There's some fools out here coaching, man. Not to mention the guy in Denver. I mean, he's terrible
Oh,
too.
my
Like,
goodness.
What you
are we
doing?
They blaming Russell
What
for everything.
book are you reading from here about football? But so I had them make, and then they didn't give Aaron Rodgers any help after homeboy leaves.
Well, Aaron Rodgers didn't help himself. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, he plays around with the offseason way too much for my, he's up there in the mountains doing whatever the hell he's doing with the psychedelic drugs and all that, being a critical thinker as if he's the only one.
You still need talent.
And he forgot that. He thought he was all the talent that they needed.
I mean, he was cutting it up with old Devontae.
And then he left Devontae hanging during the offseason. You got, man, talk to me, bro. Man, I'm coming back. You want me to come back or not?
Well, he'd already decided. Devontae said I wasn't staying anyway. Devontae's already come out and said I was out.
Why do you think he was out?
He wanted to go play with his boy in Vegas.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
He wanted to get away from Aaron Rodgers.
I think it was more so, bro. I think it was more of that. You playing too many games. You gonna be here. You're not gonna be here.
Thank you, bro.
Because if I gotta choose
2 off seasons in a row,
right? Like if I gotta choose to be with a quarterback, I don't want to be stuck in cold Green Bay with Jordan Love. I'd rather go to Toasty Vegas.
He said Jordan Love.
I'd rather go to Toasty Vegas and shoot this thing out with Derek Carr.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's my boy.
How's that working out?
That's not working out very well.
Well, it's not working out for either one of them.
Yeah.
So,
but I'd rather be rich in Vegas than be rich in Green Bay.
But you're the general manager, Brian Gutekunst. Okay, he wants out. I'm sorry. There were phone calls made to Kansas City for Tyreek Hill. Phone calls made to Tennessee about A.J. Brown. I mean, you could have done something more than what they did. They did nothing. Oh, Alan Lazard. No. That's not the answer.
I just didn't see Aaron Rodgers fighting for Devontae. I didn't see that. I saw him floating around. That's why I saw him the preseason before, the offseason before, 2 off seasons ago, then last offseason. I would imagine 2 off seasons ago, pretty much, that was when they really put the stamp on.
He's not the general manager. The general manager there, I mean, the same guy.
He's not the general manager.
I'm drafting Jordan Love in the first round. Like, I don't get what Brian Gutekunst is doing.
That part, yeah.
All right, draft day, trade some assets and go up and get somebody. Don't just sit here. Well, we were set to take somebody, but they all went. I mean, I don't get it. Not when you see other people making.
They all went. We got nothing left.
Right?
They all went.
They're all gone. Doggone it! I mean, it doesn't. I mean, Amari Cooper, 5th round pick. He was available. So Green Bay could have done something to replace Devontae Adams. Not saying he would have been as good. But you could have done something.
And there's a level of arrogance that comes along with having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. From a GM perspective and from an Aaron Rodgers perspective. It's like, well, Devontae Adams wasn't a highly regarded receiver coming out of Fresno State.
Correct.
It took him about 3 or 4 years to kind of get to where he got to being the best receiver in the league.
And I probably made him that.
And I probably made, so it's like, what's the famous Jay-Z line? He talks about, you said you made Hove. Okay, well, make another Hove. So I think Aaron Rodgers sometimes thinks that like, oh, I made Devontae.
I can make
another one.
Yeah.
Donald Driver. I got a list.
Right. Randall Cobb and all these guys. I've. But sometimes you get in there and you go, oof.
It's Alan
and then Randall Cobb goes down.
And it's a difference between a guy like Devontae Adams, who I've watched a lot in the offseason, who wants to get better. Like his sole purpose every offseason was getting better. He wanted to be the best receiver.
So how do you lose someone like that? As a quarterback, because I'm putting it on him, and as an executive in management, how do you let him go?
I think Aaron. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I can understand a guy wanting to go and he's gone, but
he didn't want to go.
Not replacing the player is my big problem.
Got you.
I mean, look, I was a Wes Welker fan. I mean, Tom likes Wes. You go sign Danny Amendola. We're gonna keep this train. Bill gonna keep this train rolling here. I didn't see them. Alan Lazard, like, no. That's why when it came time to make the picks, I'm like, no, they ain't making this. They ain't making it. Minnesota, okay, fine. Stephon Diggs, you hate Kirk Cousins. Okay, fine. We're choosing Kirk. We're gonna go draft Jefferson.
That's right. We got him.
So you do something. They didn't do anything. And they sound like Stephen Jones. We like our guys. Your guys aren't no good.
Once again,
but your guys aren't good.
Kirk Cousins is not Aaron Rodgers. And when you have Aaron Rodgers, then you think you have that luxury to shop around a little bit and be a little coy with everything that you're saying and doing.
They treat Kirk like he's Aaron Rodgers. All them paychecks this man is getting.
He was the first one to get it.
That man stays G'd up.
And they're 6-1.
And the Cowboys face them, you know. They better hope Cooper Rush don't get out there on them.
They better hope the game's not at prime time. If it's at prime time, we good. If it's at 12, one of them nooners, we in a world of trouble.
It's not. It's
what
not.
is it with Kirk in prime time?
I don't know. Maybe it's the day's so long.
It's like Coop on the road.
Yeah, for real. Like that day gets away from him sometimes, and his mind starts drifting. It's like he got to get up and get at it right now.
No, this is a great. I'm trying to figure out now when is that game? I believe it is. I know it's not a Sunday night game because the next Sunday night game for the Cowboys is going to be Indianapolis.
Oh, you're looking for the Cowboys schedule?
Yeah, I'm looking for the time. That's the thing. The time. That's the whole thing on that. Is just what time is it? So we can get. But I believe it's during the day.
That's going to be 3:25.
It is. Yes, it is a
U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yep. 3:25.
We might be in trouble.
Tony Romo time.
We might be in trouble.
Yes. How about that for the Cowboys too? This is weird. Did you guys ever go through this? So, Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings, all in a row. A whole division all in a row.
I'm sure back in the 80s we had some kind of weird scheduling,
I don't
the only thing that was weird with us was just the Thanksgiving schedule itself. That was weird enough for me to have to play those like 3 games in so many days.
I've never seen it where you get to go.
Yeah, that I can't recall.
Here we go.
That I can't recall.
That's an interesting.
That's the
17-game season.
No, that's that NFL
backlash.
Marketing. That's that NFL marketing.
That's kind of like cruelty.
That's that NFL marketing.
Cruelty.
Actually, it's pretty good when you consider that. Okay, you only got one team in the division with a winning record, so it's working out just fine for you right about now. If you're the Cowboys,
it's like,
that's where you go.
Let's because you already know when you put the Cowboys on, the rating's going to go up.
Oh yeah.
So the market for those games, like a lot, like Minnesota, I would guess Minnesota isn't killing the ratings market when their games are on TV. I would assume the Packers, but they're down right now, so they're probably not getting the visibility that they get normally when they have a really good team. Who else was it? The Bears. Like there's certain teams that just aren't getting the visibility that they would normally get on TV. How do you help that? You play the Cowboys.
Okay, well, if we're going to play the Cowboys, then why do we have them on at noon? That's what I never understood. There's 2 noon games. First of all, I'm complaining because I had to attend those games and I had to get my ass up real early.
The teams.
Well, no, but you want to elevate the teams by putting them at prime time, meaning 3:25.
No, you put them in the daytime so people come and watch in the daytime.
The 3 o'clock game, the 3:25 game. Yeah, not the noon game.
I appreciate the noon.
You like the noon game?
As someone, and not as a player.
As a fan?
As someone who has to work these games and do the pre- and post-game show of these games,
right.
I appreciate those noon games.
You can get home and actually have a life.
I'm like Zach Martin. It's 3:25.
So, Everson, put yourself in a TV executive chair. The game of the week last week was Rams-Niners, and you're basing this off last year's results. Mm-hmm. Teams who played in the NFC Championship game the 49ers almost won. So you've got that. Then you've got Cowboys-Bears. And you know the Bears coming into the season, new coach, suspect. Early in the season, which game are you going to put in that slot?
Yeah.
Which game do you think is going to be able to have more offense and all that? That's the one you're going to pick. And so the Cowboys can sometimes, and it depends on the network. It was the one year when the Cowboys went up to Jersey to face the Jets, and they ended up being the game of the week. Like,
and we lost.
Right, and lost. Like, how are Romo and Nance doing this? And the Jets are so bad.
And it was exciting. It was a hell of a game.
But CBS back then, before they changed the deal, they didn't get many Cowboy games. So they were like, we don't care. We taking this Cowboy game.
Playing.
Right, we don't care. So we got it on CBS. We're moving it to our game of the week. And this is so much of it is about the Cowboys. We want the Cowboys. I mean, if you notice, NBC has a Sunday night game with the Cowboys, either the first or second week of the season every year. That's
Kick
by
it
design.
off right.
That's by design. We want a high rating.
Yep.
We know the Cowboys are going to get it.
It sets a tone.
And for when Eli was good, it was Cowboys, Giants,
almost every
first or second week. I mean, so even this. I mean, they
I got
request
tired of playing the Giants in the first week. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It was just
they requested. Yeah. They remember it was 2 years ago. It was a Thursday night game. Tampa Bay hosted the Cowboys when they won the Super Bowl. Chris Collinsworth told me, he said, yeah, we asked for this game again. We wanted this one more time. to open the seat, Cowboys Bucks. We wanted it again. He said it was such a good game. We wanted it again. And these networks are all lining up for Cowboy games, but at the same time, too, it's like, all right, you guys have so many primetime games. We have, I think it's like 5 is your max. We have to divide this up.
Right.
We have to make this somewhat even.
Of course. I agree.
So they only get on Monday night one time. Sunday night, you're maxed out at 3. They do 3 every year. And
Thanksgiving.
You got Thanksgiving. So so you're going to have to get about 3 noon games. You're going to have to get about 3 of them.
2 in a row. That got me.
Well, once again,
2
you
in a
look
row.
right here. It is
Lions and Bears.
Hey,
Come on.
it's the NFC. It's the NFC North right now. It is what it is. All right, let's get a break here. We're late. Skip Pete.
Skip Pete.
Gotta get back to Skip Pete.
Yes, we'll
Skip
get to
Pete. The running backs. Why Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott are going to be fine the way he wants it here. We'll do that next right here with Jesse Holley, Everson Walls. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboysRadio.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Multi-Grammy award-winning global superstar Ed Sheeran comes to AT&T Stadium Saturday, May 6th, to kick off the 2023 Mathematics Tour, gentlemen.
That sounds like Newy.
Sheeran will be accompanied by special guest Khalid Dillon. Get your tickets today at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. So, all right, man, the Mathematics Tour is coming around.
I don't know one
Dude,
Ed Sheeran song.
what don't they do here, man, at this place?
It's crazy, bro. That's why it's the #1 sports franchise in the world.
Wrestling, concerts,
Truck, monster trucks,
boxing, rodeo.
No, look,
We have not had a swimming meet yet, so
World Cup is coming.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna have the World Cup. I mean, it's interesting. When I see stuff like this, I always think about when I worked in Cleveland, and they moved.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, that was horrible.
So
I was already cut.
My first game. The first game I ever covered in Cleveland was Belichick-Parcells, a playoff game. Patriots and Browns. Vinny threw 2 touchdowns, and they ended up winning the game. And so they go 11-5, get beat by the Steelers in the divisional round.
And no one expected anything from them that year.
Nope, they signed Andre Rison. Had the house out there.
Pepper Johnson was a middle linebacker.
Pepper Johnson.
That's
Pepper
right.
show got canceled. So when they announced they was leaving, Pepper show got canceled. People had radio show. They were like, "Don't show up here no more."
No.
The dudes wouldn't deliver no Coke. no vending machine. People were like, "We're not going out."
What about the last game?
I was there for that. They were stealing chairs up in
Yeah,
there,
man. I mean, they players going around
crying.
Yes.
Wait, touching folks.
Crazy,
It was wild. It was wild, man. It was wild.
Art
But
Modell, now that's gangster.
so that was when I first met Roger Goodell. So Roger Goodell was just kind of like, a dude like with the league. I'm Roger. And the mayor then, this brother named Mike White, he's like, we want a new stadium domed. So we need to be able to have things other than football here in Cleveland. We need to make this a 20, So here it is, this guy back in 1995 is trying to do what Jerry's doing here.
And no one wants to listen. Because they want the weather to be the element, right, that's in their favor. That's what they want. They're like Seattle up there with the rain, right? Washington State or whatever. That's what they wanted. So they want to win games, but Jerry wants to win money. He wants to make money too.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Right?
Yes. All right. Tony Pollard. Great game.
Can't feed your kids off trophies.
Great game. So, everybody, you know what? Give Tony carries. Skippy Pete came out, met the media, and said, guys, no. He said, you need two guys.
You got to have it.
And he went on to say, I've always had two guys here, Julius Jones and Marion Barber, then Felix Jones and Marion, then Felix and DeMarco Murray. He said, Tony had a total of 30 plays. He said, I think that's his max as far as the play count goes. He says, because the juice doesn't become the same. He's not as quick, not as fast. When he got that long run on 3rd and 1, as soon as he got to the sideline, he said, Coach, I'm done. I'm done for the game. I got no more.
Hey, job well done, kid. Yeah. I mean, I ain't mad at you, but it does just, speaks on what we always talked about. This guy needs to be not necessarily a backup, but he needs to share time. When he broke it on the long run, I could just feel the monkey on his back. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on with the dude behind him, but boy, he was running. His chin was all the way up here. Like, that boy's tired.
You guys played. That's why we all the players. As you guys played, you all have an understanding that people just watching it on TV who probably play high school ball, they don't get that professional football, when we sending different dudes at you, it makes a difference.
It does.
Even when you talk about receivers running different, it's a different, dudes don't run it the same, and you get one guy maybe a little bit quicker. I mean, it's. I don't think people still understand, man. It's crazy. First time I was ever down the sideline, I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
I couldn't. Oh my God.
My first time on the sideline, just in a suit. I was just there. I retired, watching these guys play, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Barry Sanders was running the ball.
All right.
That's when Barry came in here and he got off. I think that was like 1994, 1993. And I'm like, this guy looks so fast. And I'm like, I can't believe I was out there for that. Because it's like the game was just so fast from the sidelines.
Yeah.
You can imagine. I don't know what I was doing when I was out there.
It's funny. This play will always be just drilled in my head. We were playing at Minnesota. This is like prime Adrian Peterson. It's like 3rd or 4th down. And Brady James is the middle linebacker. And Brady James wore a 6-strap helmet, right? He had the 2 up top here, 2 here, and he had 2 here. And if you've ever seen Adrian Peterson in person, like, he's a man. Like, when I tell you he's a man.
Thick dude, man.
Everything
all
about
muscle,
him.
All muscle.
Everything about him, you're like, what lab were you created in? And I remember standing on the sideline, and Adrian and Brady James met in the hole, and it sounded like a car crash. Bow! Brady got up. One snap was barely holding on. The other 5 had gotten knocked off. And in that moment, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is what I've chose for a profession.
You're leaving brain cells out here.
Like, I'll never forget that. And like, Brady got up. And I think he stopped him, but you could tell, like he was out of it. Like, he was cheering, but
it took a toll.
It took. And I was, I was standing like, and I'm just like I was like, oh my God, that hurt. And when you see that over and over and over, people, they don't understand that part. They don't understand what it takes to play when a guy plays 70 snaps. Like, if I took a regular person and we just wrestled for 30 seconds, how tired you would be.
Oh, yeah.
Now do that with another 260-pound dude who's as strong as you, or people don't realize how much it takes to tackle somebody. Like somebody's running full speed, and that when you hear that, like that is energy, effort, everything that you have coming out.
Right, that's a big
when you hear that,
because it's in before the contact,
right?
And you gotta let it out,
and you do that 60, 70 times. Like for most things that we go through on the football field, a doctor will tell you you can't go to work for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they tell us? Hey, see you next Sunday.
Hey, I'll see you next play.
Next play.
Right. We're in pads on Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, so
pads on Wednesday.
I get it when Coach
No,
Peter's talking about
I got
that.
one more for you. I know we're off the Pollard thing. I saw Cam Newton when I was in street clothes. And it was like the last time he came here.
Yeah.
Like, what, dude?
You ever seen Derrick Henry?
That big.
You ever seen Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
No.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Cam's like, he ran right by, he just happened to be running off the field, and I just happened to be right there. I was talking to somebody, and I just saw this big mass.
It got dark.
Right.
Like a cloud came over.
And then there was him running by. I'm like, damn, that's Cam Newton.
Looking at Derrick Henry is the equivalent of when I saw The Undertaker at WWE walk by like.
How? How was that?
Running back, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was there for the time. I think it was Troy's last game at Texas Stadium. LeVar Arrington ran him down and hit him and concussed him. And I rode there by the sideline, got out the way. He went down. Like, yeah, he's out. It was.
That's why Troy has the right to say what he said about quarterbacks in dresses. Man. He has the right to say that because he took the blows.
Yeah.
You think of Micah Parsons is how much we enjoy watching Micah. LeVar is bigger than Micah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was a bigger guy, and before the injuries got, I mean, he was as weapony as Micah is.
They didn't call him a freak for nothing.
I mean, I tell people all the time, man, this it ain't fair. It ain't fair. And when Troy took that hit, it was like you just knew it. You're not supposed to. God didn't mean for you to go ahead and take no hits like that. I don't care if no pads, no helmet. I mean, it was unfair. And I mean, boy, I hate that LeVar was never on some good teams in Washington because what an incredible player.
Yeah.
I mean,
to circle it all back, this is what Skip Pete is talking about. It's you guys want Tony Pollard to play 25, 30, like running the ball 25, 30 times. He's not built for that. Like physically, he's just not built. What if you want that explosion, you want that elusiveness, you want those quick twitch fibers to go, then you need to keep him around 15.
That's right.
Stay with what you said.
Yeah,
no doubt. People want Tony Pollard to be Floyd Mayweather and go toe-to-toe and throw blows. That's not what Floyd does. Right. He's not about to sit up here and go toe-to-toe. That's not what he does. And if he does that, that's not getting the best out of him.
And he won't last.
Won't last.
I mean, because Zeke's already been in there taking those blows. I mean, he's taking blows. He's not just running outside. He's taking blows going inside. You got to have somebody that can take those blows for you.
He's your guy,
I'm softening up for you. Then here you go, brother. Then here comes Dave Meggett, right? Right behind him.
That was what I was getting ready to say, man. How many times did we see Meggett just ripping off 7-8 because
on third downs, ready for him? Yeah,
because OJ was pounding it, and you know what? Got your Super Bowl ring.
And that's the thing. I know we had to go, but that's the thing that for Tony Pollard and Kellen Moore, it's when he's in the game, use him effectively. Like don't have empty plays for him.
Bingo. That's
the biggest thing. It's like, okay, people say we want more Pollard. Okay, that's cool, but it does me no good to have when you're dieting, you talk about empty calories.
Empty calories, baby.
Right? Yep. It's like, hey, you've wasted your calorie count on that, and it does nothing for you. Like you're like, so don't go and get empty calories for Tony Pollard. Don't give him empty plays. Maximize him in the sense of you don't got to give him 30. He don't need 30, 35, 40 plays. The 14 that he gets, make all of those impactful plays for Tony Pollard.
You know who else you can say that about? Turpin. The same thing with Turpin.
Sure. And I know but this goes all the way back to what we talked about yesterday. Do we have? And this is. I don't care. And goes partly to signing guys in the trade, and is this team a Super Bowl contending team? Because do we have a offensive coordinator / head coach that are able to take those type of players like a Turpin, like a Tony Pollard, and put them in positions to be impactful creatively? That's the part that we're missing. Christian McCaffrey was traded to the Niners. In week 2, he had 3 touchdowns. He threw for 1, he ran for 1, and he caught for 1. It was like, oh no, we're gonna use you in a way that is impactful.
Right.
That's what we have to figure out a way to do with Tony Pollard and guys like
until
Devontae
the fourth
Parker.
quarter of the Super Bowl, then they'll go away.
Yeah. Well.
Everson Walls, Jesse Holley, I'm Newy Scruggs. This is
Yes,
Players
sir.
Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. We'll chat with you everybody next week right here on
safe, guys.
DallasCowboys.com radio.
All right, baby.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!